Here's my digging project, and this is the wall that's on the north side of our village. And down here is a little bridge I made to get across the canal. But you can see that the dirt against this side of the wall is quite a bit lower than this side. It's about a meter right here. More earth against the inside of the wall than the outside of the wall. What I'm going to do is walk down to the end and start there and show you how it looks. It's about 113 meters. Here's the back corner of the wall, and this trench is how it was all along the wall. It's full of garbage. I've raked this garbage out several times, but it somehow works its way back in there. And so I haven't really done anything on this part. You could see where the wall is, the lower retaining wall. Let me get close and put my hand there so you can see. So this is the level of the retaining wall, and above it is the block wall, and the blocks are very thin. This is all solid cement down here. If you look on my presentation before of the slides, you'll see my design of the retaining wall. It's an L shape, so it goes about 1 meter down or 120, and then it goes about 1 meter in to the inside, and it's hooked together with steel, not too much, but a certain amount. I think every 90 centimeters there's one steel rod, and that's what's holding the dirt. It's an L shape, I say, so that there's more pressure on the footing than there is on the wall, which means that it's not going to tip over. What happens is this trench is full of water. You can see on my slides. And I've lived here 6 years, so this wall is 8 or 9 years old. And every year during the rainy season, these trenches fill up where it hasn't been backfilled. So this is my middle neighbor up here. Here we're at the property line of my two neighbors. This is kind of like a patch in the wall. That wall fell over one time already, about 4 years ago, but we never really looked to see how they fixed it. And they didn't do a good job. Here's a stake that's actually the property line. Surprising enough, our properties come to this side of the wall. And then over here, I just showed you that. This is kind of like the rough way that the whole wall was left at for many, many years. Although even here I've cut a lot of vegetation back because it couldn't even walk here before. So then let's look over here now. I've added some dirt on my middle neighbor. So then you can see that I've filled wheelbarrow loads of dirt up against the wall, filled the trench, and then actually built a certain amount of dirt. How high is that now? Like that goes up to within let me look. Oh, about 1 foot from the top of the wall. So about 70 centimeters I've filled. So we'll see if that's, I don't know if that's going to help, but I'm sure it's not going to hurt. Now we get to my property line. This is stake number 1062. These are survey stone numbers. So again, this is my neighbor's property that I've worked on. I cleared this whole area so you could walk here, so I could run my wheelbarrow back and forth. And before it was just kind of wild. I've cut it down here, but generally it's pretty high growth. And maybe I'll cut that down later. But first I want to finish this digging. And let's see now. This is my dirt pile here that I've been working on. So that's where I take my dirt from, or one of the places. There's two actually. And then there it is, going back down to the entranceway where we started. And there's another one of my property stakes. This is one of the dirt piles I've been working on. At first you couldn't even see there was any dirt there. It was just all overgrown with tree stumps, and it looked like just a big bush, but actually it was solid underneath. And then here we are again. That dirt is, I'm going to put another layer on top of this, go a little higher. And ideally the land would slope away from the wall, but it kind of goes down from the dirt I've added and then goes back up a ways. So I'm not going to have enough dirt to really make it slope away, but it's going to slope away enough so that the water doesn't settle down at the wall foundation. It's going to settle down out here, maybe 1 meter or 2 meters away from the wall. So I'll walk up to here's my middle property line, because I have 2 lots, so I have a line that actually has a survey stone I found over here. So normally these were the survey stones here, and they're set in. They're broken now, but anyhow, this is number 9959. And so this part of the wall is actually standing up pretty straight. So I feel that this is going to really solve the problem over here, because this part of the wall is not really leaning that much. What happens is when the retaining wall just sinks a little bit, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, well, the wall on top of it, it could really magnify that movement and tip over 5 or 10 centimeters. So then this side is my lot where the garden is, and this one is tipping more, but you don't really see it on this side. I think if I stabilize the retaining wall, then we'll see what happens with the upper wall. It might be tipping over 8 or 10 centimeters in some parts, but a lot of it is good. Again, let's see if I can show you closer up. The wall has these cement places here, and there's 4 bars in there. I don't know, maybe on top they're sticking out. So that's steel bars that are there. And so that's a kind of a reinforced beam. And then there's block in between those, and those are about every 2.5 meters, sometimes 270. Here's another one. And let's see up here. So you can see the steel up there. And that's how the construction is of the wall. These are columns, reinforced steel, pretty small, you know, 10 or 12 by 12 centimeters. So what's that? Not many inches. Here's the beginning of my property. It's stake 2377, and also here I found a survey stone. I was surprised that my property comes over to this side of the wall. You know, that was never disclosed. That was never told. That oh, you have some property over on the other side of the wall. So that I've got actually 12 square meters of land over here. Paid about $62 a meter, or maybe $750 to have this little strip of land. And so then on the other side of the stake is about 13 meters of public wall. This is like the entrance to the village. And I'll backfill that too, but now I've left it. And then this is the original pile of dirt. There was about 20 cubic meters here, and it's down quite a bit now. And it was against the wall, but now in October I dug out the wall part so that the water would drain out. But really the water doesn't drain because there's no slope. But at least it didn't build up to be 2 feet deep, you know. So then that's where I'm gonna finish the project. Here's a closer look at the dirt pile, and I'm stepping it back, and I'm just gonna use all the dirt and just put it against the wall. And why should I leave some pile of it here? I'll just keep going until the rainy season, and that's going to be in a couple of months. So over here there's tons of garbage. Oh boy, all this dirt's got lots of garbage in it too. But it's worse over to the right, and not so bad here in the middle. So that's what I'll use to finish off with. Here we are back to my bridge. There's actually 2 bridges here because I can walk across these 2 stakes, but then down where all those leaves are, there's 3 logs. They weren't long enough to be up high, so those 3 logs I used to drag the wheelbarrow across. And then again, here's the wall, and that's the drainage canal. So I'll update you when I finish the project.